Hey, what's up? What's up, everyone? And hey, what's up, Joel? Well, right here, Intense French Riviera. Sprayed it last night after my shower. I compared the original. Still got that nice sea salt musky dry down. Phenomenal. It's been 14 hours. But I was kind of expecting that with that one. But I have some others from Gallagher Fragrance. I didn't really talk about the other 8 that are left over. So I thought, why not talk about this one by Gallagher Fragrance? It's called Baklava. Kind of makes me think of Orem by Zaharoff. Yeah, I'm kind of not in a rush for Intense French Riviera right now, considering it's still quite pricey. But I might do what TLTG Reviews did. There is an overseas website that does ship to the US, and they're pretty quick at getting people's packages out. That's where I got Cinque Terre from La Maison du Parfum. I might get a, 60 milliliter. It's a little cheaper. And if I go through the bottle, then I'll probably get a full bottle. But I know at Saks Fifth, it's like 200 plus tax, and I'm just not feeling that right now, especially for a Mancera fragrance. However, we got Baklava by Gallagher Fragrance. So I'm curious to see what this one is all about. Alrighty. I could pick up some sweet orange, honey, almond, and it actually has this baklava accord. This is pretty good. This is interesting. It's citrusy. Yes, I've actually had baklava. It's pretty good. Kind of earthy, patchouli. I do like the opening here. It's sweet, kind of nutty, with some honey, orange. This is pretty good. I think this would make a nice like holiday scent, around Thanksgiving or like, Christmas, that kind of thing. In a way, with how it opens, I get the almond, I'm getting honey, patchouli, and this baklava accord that they have. This would be a nice holiday fragrance, Thanksgiving, Christmas, along those lines. I could see this one being good for fall. All right. Now I'm really curious to see what their newest release was besides lavender and bourbon. We did that the last time I was live. And this one is called, let's see here, resin wood. I'm assuming this one's going to be mature. I'm certain it's going to be smoky. And it's probably not going to be for everyone. Couple sprays. Now I'm really, really liking this. This is up my alley. Spicy, smoky, very woody. Something else here. Kind of has this like medicinal feel. It's nothing like cade oil or any of that. Something else, kind of like a menthol smell. I kind of get like something like black hemlock. I think I smelled that in something else that I have in my collection, and not everybody is gonna reach for something like that. This is straight up for them cologne connoisseurs who like something distinct. They like something very smoky and mature. I think this is like age-wise 30 and up. However, I like it. I'm getting Timur Pepper. I'm picking up black hemlock. I'm picking up some frankincense. It's very smoky, woodsy. I'm getting like sandalwood, some amber, and this really mossy oak moss. I'm enjoying this one. I'm gonna let that settle down and see how this one really starts to flourish. Now baklava here is really starting to get nutty, honeyed. It's like a honeyed, nutty fragrance. Yeah, this would be great during the fall and for holiday wear. I would probably wear this like Thanksgiving, Christmas. My day is good. All right. Now my buddy Dutch has been talking to me about Tonka Peach by Gallagher Fragrance. So I'm curious to see what this one is all about. I'm assuming tonka bean and peach are the two key notes here, key characteristics to this fragrance. So there we go, Tonka Peach. So let's see what this one is all about. Couple of sprays. Ooh, this is really, really nice. Bright, very fruity. Almost kind of getting something, getting like a spritz accord. I want to say champagne. I'm getting peach. Kind of powdery, picking up some iris and sandalwood. This is really, really nice. And if you guys enjoy something with peach, this is definitely for you. This is good. This is really, really good. I'm liking this one. And I can't wait to give my feedback to David Gallagher and his wife, Mindy. They're definitely going to be hearing about my honest review on these. I'm liking this one. I'm going to have to get a full bottle of this. This is totally different than anything else I have in my current collection. I'm liking that one. I'm going to let that one settle down. And last but not least, we have Rosé Noir. So let's see what this one is about too. Ton of them life hack, man. Well, I never really expected to end up with all this cologne, but well, if you cry, oh well. I don't know what to tell you there. But I'm not having that trolling crap on my channel today. Thank God for mods, right? So here we got Rosé Noir. I wonder if there's going to be a wine accord in this. Have I tried Latafa Assad? Yeah, it's okay. Not my favorite. I prefer the original. Better longevity and performance. see here. Ooh. Yeah, it is fresher than the original, but I prefer the original Dior Sauvage Elixir. Huh, this one is different. Rosé Noir. Something different with this. And I gotta figure out what that is, because I'm smelling something I never smelled before. I'm getting apple crisp, oud, plum, really juicy plum, leather, oud, tonka bean, and something like, I wouldn't say metallic, I wouldn't say mineral, but something like metal. I don't know what the heck stainless steel is, but it's got like this metal feel to it. Overall, this is not bad. It's an interesting scent profile. I don't see too many people wanting to wear this. I'm gonna let that settle down and see how it goes. And I just love it when some of my relatives text me when I'm live, when they know I'm going live. I hate when they do that. This is different. The apple here, it's kind of crisp, almost like, let's say you pulled a fresh apple pie out of the oven where it's kind of crisp along the edges. The plum here is like a ripened plum that you just plucked out of a tree. It's very juicy. The oud here is a little funk, but the leather kind of tones that down. This is pretty good. This is definitely different than anything I ever got my nose on. Huh. Under 15? Nautica. You can find that on Amazon. Nautica Voyage. Nautica Voyage is where I would start as far as cheap fragrance goes. Or Nautica Voyage Intense. But you want something cheap around $15, $16, $17, that's the direction I would go. As you can see, a lot of these Middle Eastern dupes are starting to go up to $50, $60. I still have Nautica Voyage to this day, although I tend to reach for Nautica Voyage Intense. It's basically the same thing, just with a slight leather accord. Nothing really different, nothing fancy or spectacular about it. I personally like the intense version a little better. I don't know why, but it's something I tend to reach for. Thank you, I appreciate it. And it's crazy how much all these budget-friendly fragrances, from Lattafa to Rasasi or Al here of mine, are starting to hit $50, $60 or $40 range when they used to be a little cheaper. Although I did come across some Lattafa on Amazon a couple days ago. It was $22, and it's a dupe of YSL EDP. I found that kind of interesting. I can't think of the name. However, the bottle was cool looking. All right, this one is really starting to open up. It's getting warm, kind of ambery. I'm still picking up this like tonka bean, and it's kind of toning down this like slight metallic metal tone, and it's getting a little better. I like this. I could see myself wearing this because I like interesting, intricate scent profiles that not everybody goes for. And on my skin, this one is really hitting different. It smacks good. Baklava is phenomenal. This Tonka peach is absolutely a stunner. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna go with Tonka Beach in a couple of weeks for my first bottle from Gallagher Fragrance. I like this one. And resin wood here is getting pretty good. I'm liking this too as well. If you go up to about 50. Yeah, you are. Every price point has a different aspect, and there's a lot of different choices. However, what I really enjoyed is when I got my discovery set in yesterday from Mancera. Here's something I never knew. I never really knew you could actually build your own discovery set. I took advantage of that, and I got Intense French Riviera, Ombre Tonka, Vetiver Sensuel, Amore Cafe, and I think Cosmic Pepper. And then it came with an extra Intense French Riviera, and I gave that one to my brother because he owns the original like I do. And I ended up doing a side-by-side comparison, and I gotta say, the new version has a nice woody depth. It kind of has, it has this like bubblegummy sweet quality. What? Oh, this? I'm not going to be talking about what that means on my hat because that is something that I do not put in my live streams. But if you're wondering what it is, I support a motorcycle club that have absolute high regard and respect for, and I wear this with honor. So far, all four of these that I'm checking, out of all these ones, I like Baklava and Tonka Peach the best. These two are by far the best I've smelled out of the here. These are definitely worth full bottle worthy. And speaking of that, I figured why not do this? We got Suspiro, Deep Ocean Amber. And a lot of people slept on this. And according to a couple buddies of mine, this is straight fire. So, with that being said, we're going to see what this bad boy is all about. And I do want a full bottle of this. So, let's get the crack in here. Where am I going to spray this? Maybe on the wrist. It actually has a cap, I think. Yeah, it's got a cap. So, a couple sprays here. They got pretty good caps on their samples. I'm going to let that kind of settle down because it's like all alcohol here. Ooh, that's nice. That's really, really nice. Kind of sweet, almost like something like Davana. Has like this honey. Has this like honeyed Davana in the opening. kind of powdery, maybe a little, I kind of pick up vanilla on my skin. It's been a minute since I last looked at the notes, but I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. I think this is so far a really good take on amber. It's a little deeper. I'm liking this. This is pretty good so far. I think there's labdanum in here, but I'm liking this one so far. This is pretty darn good. I'm gonna let all these other ones settle down and see how they get, and then check them out and see what each and every one of these other fragrances are and see what's different. But so far, what's really catching my attention here is Deep Ocean Amber by Suspiro. I can't take my nose off that one. That's really good. I get like a honeyed Divana, something else. Kind of almost get like this get like this almost like a nut almond for some reason. I don't know, maybe some of the other testers on my arm are kind of bumping into it. But I'm picking up labdanum, amber, something oceanic. This is pretty good. Do I have adders? No, I don't. No adders. Not whatsoever in my collection. I don't know. Haven't really found one that really catches my eye. Maybe that Armaf Club NOE Intense perfume oil, but I don't have any adders. Are those deodorants? No, they're not. Adders are totally different, but they do actually perform really good and can be expensive. I never really explored adders at all, especially oud. Didn't get there yet. Maybe sometime down the road I will. But right now, I'm only going for what interests me. And it's starting to dry down. It's getting a little better here. I'm liking this. I'm really enjoying this Tonka Peach by Gallagher Fragrance. Looks like later on tonight, I'm going to be messaging the perfumer himself and raving about this. I think I'm probably going to buy a full bottle of this. I like this a lot. That is fire. And baklava, that's straight fire. Lavender and bourbon, that's also going to be another one I'm getting. Yeah. Baklava, man, some reason it kind of makes me think of Aurum. This one kind of makes me think of Aurum in a way by Zaharoff. Two different fragrances, two different scent profiles, but with this accord of baklava, honey, and almond, it makes me think of Zaharoff Aurum for some reason. And maybe it's because I love Aurum so much and it's a totally different take on baklava. This one really is like a photorealistic scent of baklava. Yeah, it's going to be a hard decision. I love Lavender and Bourbon by Gallagher Fragrance. I love baklava. I love Tonka Peach. I'm really enjoying these two right now. I'll get my money's worth out of these samples. There's no doubt about it. All right, Deep Ocean Amber here is starting to dry down. It's getting really, really good. It's getting ambery. It's getting warm. I'm picking up this like Lab Dunham here. This is pretty good. This is like a deeper take on a oceanic, aquatic fragrance with a little more darker depth. I'm liking this. So I'm kind of glad that Dutch was talking about this one and told me about it to get a sample and check it out. He's absolutely right. This is a home run. And I can't believe how many people sleep on this. It's highly underrated. It deserves a little more appreciation and recognition. This is straight fire. That's straight gas. I like that. All right, here we got Vetiver Sensual. Let's see what this one has to offer by Mancera. I think I have a few Vetiver scent profiles in my collection. I want to see if this can top any of them. Assad Latafa Gold? You mean Assad Latafa Assad? Ooh. Citrusy, woodsy, vetiver. This is pretty good. Man, very fruity, citrusy, woodsy. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. I remember not so famous YouTuber told me about this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a full bottle of this one. It's kind of orangey, sweet, fruity. I get like orange. What is my favorite small niche brand? That's kind of hard to answer right now, to be honest. Top two favorite small indie niche brands, that would be Gallagher Fragrance and Zaharoff. Those would be my top two when it comes to small niche brand houses. And there's another one I do like, Argos. But something with Gallagher. A lot of their fragrances here speak to me in a way that not many fragrances do besides Zaharoff. But yeah, Zaharoff and Gallagher Fragrance would be my favorite. Any favorites from Zaharoff? Well, all up there is all of my Zaharoff fragrances. I own 16. Why do you have, you know what? Yes, Gallagher Fragrances has these cool looking like triangle caps. So far, what I like about from Gallagher Fragrance, which are my favorites here, I'm really liking, where is it? Tonka Peach. Something about this has me jonesing for it. It actually made my mouth water. It might not make that happen for you, but Tonka Peach, I get this spritz a quart of champagne, this really bright, fresh peach, some iris, slightly powdery, and it's got this nice woody sandalwood and tonka bean and musk. I really like that one. Far as Zaharoff goes, I like a lot from that house. Seraphim Blue, Seraphim Red, Aurum. I I like leather tobacco. Um, I believe they have the signature Perfume still in stock. It was re-released, and I know signature to Noir is probably still in stock, but those two tend to really go fast because there's a lot of what? No, I never heard of that one. Descends Felicity? No, I never smelled that. But so far, I'm enjoying these. Now, Vetiver Sensuel here is pretty darn good. And if you're gonna go for like something by Gallagher Fragrance, Coupe, I would get a Discovery set. That's the best way of going for it, because there's so many good ones here. I think their winter and autumn Discovery set is on sale. I think I paid $40. And I know they got a spring and summer one. That is the best way of going about it. And as far as the Haroff goes, I would recommend buying samples. Get a few, you know. Depends what kind of scent profile you're into. That's the way I would go instead of, you know, buying full bottles and then you're going to end up disappointed and not happy. I would buy a sample and go that route, get a Discovery set, and then you could find what is your favorite. That's what I did. And lately, that's what I've been doing, is getting Discovery sets, seeing which ones are my favorite, and then I know what exactly I'm going to buy. I think you would enjoy this one, Joel. Tonka Peach. Dutch kept talking about this one, and he said it's a sleeper. It's really, really good to check it out. And far as a peach, because I'm not huge on peach, I like how this one comes off my skin. I like how this champagne accord pops up and how this peach and iris comes in. And now it's starting to get woody and musky. This is pretty good. Alhambra Peach. I don't think I would probably enjoy that one. I think with the low quality oils, I think it would be kind of But yeah, I'm gonna be spending, all right, Joel. I'm getting Tonka Peach because I don't have really much anything in my collection that has that profile. I'm definitely gonna get lavender and bourbon for sure. I'm gonna pick up Vetiver Sensuel, and I'm gonna get Deep Ocean Amber. That's for sure. Probably not all at once, but I'm definitely gonna get a niche fragrance. But I'm really enjoying Tonka Peach by Gallagher. Out of the 4 that I smelled so far today, out of this Discovery set, and only the 4, these 2 are my top favorites so far. Besides lavender and bourbon, I like these 2 the best. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for Tonka Peach because I think this one is really gonna shine in the summer this year for me. And I would like to have another baklava because this one is really centered around baklava. Lavender and bourbon, that one is really unique. I would never think that pineapple and boozy cherries could really go together. And that one really surprised me, and it stands out the best. That's another one I want to take home and have in my collection. I don't have anything else really like that. It was what? Lavender, rosemary, this fresh cut pineapple, boozy cherries, and it had some cognac. Really, really phenomenal fragrance. David Gallagher did an amazing job with that one. I sent him an email and I told him how much I really enjoyed lavender and bourbon. And I told him how much I really liked, what was the other one? September by Gallagher. And I gave him my honest feedback, and he was happy to hear that. Hey, what's up, Dutch? So, I've been testing Tonka Peach, Baklava, Rosé Noir, and Resinwood by Gallagher Fragrance. And I gotta say, this is a fucking stunner. Excuse my language. Tonka Peach, straight fire. I'm really liking Tonka Peach here. I have, I think, 4 more out of my discovery set, and I'll save it for another live. And Deep Ocean Amber by Suspiro. That's straight fire. Gas. I'm going to have to get that eventually. Yes, Tonka Peach is beautiful. As soon as I sprayed it, the scent bubble around me, I was picking up like a spritz, a champagne accord. That was phenomenal. Really, really good. And there's some really good ones out of this discovery set that I got. What cologne do you recommend for daily use at school? Nautica Voyage. That's daily use at school. If you want something a little better than that, Rasasi Hawas Ice. That's another good option. You know, Cool Water. That is a good choice. I would probably start with like Nautica. It's not very strong, not overwhelming. It's a nice aquatic, and it's definitely great for like going to school. But if you want something a little different that has a little more longevity to it, Hawas Ice by Rasasi. And if you're into plum and you like plum, you will probably enjoy that, which I happen to have sitting over here. This would be a great one. This would be great to have. This is safe for school. I would recommend that, or Nautica Voyage, between those two. Oh yeah, 40 colognes, nice. Oh. And another one that would be good for school. This is another good one you could wear to school, Latafa Assad. And this would be a good one, Amber Oud Aqua Dubai. Kind of in the same vein as like Imagination by Louis Vuitton, but still different. But I would definitely start around Nautica Voyage or Rasasi Hawas Ice. Any of those two are great for school. The more you do shorts, videos, the more you put out, you can gain more exposure. That's the best way of doing it. I know when I started doing shorts. I was doing videos. I didn't even know what the heck I was really doing until I started asking a couple buddies of mine for some advice. And eventually, I really came out of my shell. And now it's a normal thing. And I try and be, more consistent, but sometimes life happens. And there's times where I have to postpone some of my lives because things just come up. And sometimes you can't really help that. But lately, Sundays, I pretty much made my normal day to go live because during the week, I'm busy. I get really, really busy. I generally record all my videos and shorts at night, what I'm going to wear, what my scent of the day is. If I get something new, I'm going to do my video right then and there. It's also good to support other YouTubers, other channels, interact with them, feel them out. They'll probably feel you out. That's the best way to do it. It took, and keep in mind the fragrance space, as I've talked with a couple bigger creators, the fragrance space on YouTube is oversaturated, overflooded, so it may be challenging to grow as I'm still a small channel and I do tend to land subs each month. It all depends. But here's the difference. I'm not looking to chase monetization. I think monetization is just an added bonus. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I'm not going to sweat over it. But I love cologne. I love the experience. And if it's something really good that I enjoy and I like, then yeah, I'm going to really get into it and talk about it. But yeah, I'm not looking to chase money. I'm just here to talk about fragrances and what I like about them. And that's all I really care about. Yes, that's where I'm at. I love every fragrance that I own in my personal collection. Baklava by Gallagher Fragrance. I rate this one, I give it a solid 8.0. Tonka Peach, give it about an 8.1. If I'm being honest, I don't really rate fragrances, but these two, they're definitely up there. Yeah, I think these ones are going to have to come home with me. So, looks like I got some spending coming up in a couple of weeks. That's the best way to start. Do it for the love of the fragrance, which that's what I started. When I started doing my first short ever was last year. No, I would say I wouldn't say last year. I'd say the year before last year. Back in 2000, I want to say 2024, October something. I think I did my first short on, it was Mancera Silver Blue. I think I got a whopping 500 views off that, and it was pretty good. And eventually, over time, I started nailing views. Then I started doing videos. At first, I was doing my own thumbnails. I started with a vlog star, but now I have a person who makes my own thumbnails. And it's one less thing I don't have to do, but I do my own video editing myself. I don't need anybody to do that for me. So, with that being said, over time, things will get better. How my room smells with all these perfumes? Well, I keep them capped. Nothing leaks, so my room stays the same. But I love fragrance, and I don't mind my room smelling good. It's like heaven in here. And like my name is, Scented Paradise, my room is a scented paradise. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Can't help you there. And this channel is not about singing songs, it's about fragrance talk only. Anybody else can speak Spanish and sing that guy a song? Ooh, $10? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even, $10. Maybe a drugstore fragrance? Well, there you go. Joel might be able to sing you a song in Spanish. I can't. I don't speak Spanish. Anybody else got a recommendation for this woman? For a $10 perfume? I really can't think of anything off my mind. Especially nowadays, a lot of fragrances, you might get lucky on Amazon. Or, you know, one I could really recommend is Latafa Assad Yara, but you're still going to pay a couple bucks for that. If you're lucky, you might find it for $19 off aurafragrance.com. That's if you live in the United States, of course. How does John Paul G smell like? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Huh. I never really did that, Primo. Never sprayed wood. I normally spray skin. And sometimes they'll accidentally get on my clothes if I'm spraying the back of my neck. Can't help that. Oh, that's what you meant. John Paul Gaultier. All right. I'm not too crazy for Jean Paul Gaultier. Yeah, I have. But I'm not crazy for that brand. I think there's far better brands out there than that. No offense. The only ones I really, truly like to this day is Les Beaux Parfum and Les Beaux Flower Edition. All the other ones, they just sit and collect dust. And they're just, I don't know, too synthetic. Makes my nose sneeze a little too much. I just don't go crazy for them. I never got Ultra Male. Didn't care. I have Les Beaux Parfum, Les Beaux Flower Edition, Le Malt Elixir. I wore Le Malt Elixir twice, never again. I just grew out of it. It's too syrupy. It's like pancakes and syrup. I just don't like it. I just didn't care for it. It sits there and collects dust. The ones I'm really interested in is Le Malt in Blue and this new Les Beaux flanker whenever they come out. But I'm not in the rush to get them. The ones, far as designers go, that I really have my eyes dialed into is the stronger with you powerfully, stronger with you spices. That's if I can get that. And I want to check out that YSL iced cologne flanker. I want that new Azzaro Forever Wanted Absolute. Can you recommend me a perfume with oceanic or fresh vibe? Huh. Fresh vibe. What are you looking for? Niche, designer, or, you know, your typical cheap cologne? If you're looking for niche, Zaharoff Seraphim Blue. Get a sample, $7. Go from there. That's fresh, aquatic, slightly powdery, with like a slight resinous dry down. It's pretty good. Some people crap on it, some people don't. That's like one of my all-time favorite freshies. And I put a dent in that bottle, which happens to be up here. Yeah. I tend to wear this even in the wintertime. It kind of has a resinous dry down, and it does cut through the cold as well. And I put a fair dent in that bottle. Little price point. You could probably find discount codes off other people's channels for it, but this is my favorite freshie. And I'm certain by spring and summer of this year, I'm gonna kill this bottle. How many sprays do I do and where? Depending what I'm wearing. If I'm wearing this, I'm generally doing 6. I mainly spray the back of my neck. I might spray the inner part of my wrist. If I'm wearing shorts, I'll spray the back of my kneecaps. I spray on my pulse points. Or I might spray on my inner elbow as well. You're welcome. Yeah, I would start, if you're in the niche, I would, you know, start with like Zaharoff. You could find samples for $7. And this one is more fresh. It's aquatic, slightly powdery. It's got like coconut in here. And it's got this really nice resinous dry down. What I like about this one more, it has a nice eucalyptic scent to it in the opening. It's pretty good. Oh, old school right there. Aqua Velva. That's been around a long time. I'm familiar with that one. I have Aqua Velva Musk. I sometimes use that after I shave. And that's a pretty good one. My dad is a huge fan of the original Aqua Velva. That's old school and vintage. A lot of people still like it. Oh, well, yeah, red tobacco, that will do it and make your, give you nose fatigue. And you, yeah. I don't spray no more than 4 sprays with red tobacco. 2 here and maybe 2 on my inner elbows, and I'm good for the whole day. Especially with the original red tobacco. Kind of pungent. I like the original. Not a lot of people do because the opening, it's very pungent, explosive with spices and oud. Intense red tobacco, same thing. However, it's smoother and not as harsh and still performs the same. Now me, I love the opening of red tobacco. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind that one. Not a lot of people do. Huh. Yeah, the dry down on red tobacco is really, really good. Nice and warm, ambery and sweet with that tobacco. It's a beautiful fragrance. Sadly, I think a lot of people are scared of that one. I ended up giving red tobacco to my dad. He enjoys that one a lot, and I gave it to him. I have uh, I have a backup bottle of red tobacco. One of your friends recommended Creed by Himalaya. I never checked that one. As you can see, I have my Creeds right here. I have Original Vetiver, Arofa, Royal Oud, and Royal Water. But if you're looking to start with a Creed, I would start with Royal Water. It's fresh, aquatic. It has this really nice fresh peppermint scent in the opening. It's really, really nice. I would start somewhere with that one or something like Arofa. But yeah, I would go that route. Himalaya, I've did research on that one. I think that one is kind of, has like a metallic tone to it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, or a mineral tone, or it has like a smoked metallic tone to it, if I'm not mistaken. But I never checked that one out. But, or get a decant, check it out, whether you like it or not. I don't own it, but the 4 Creeds that I wanted are the ones I have back there. Eventually, I'll get around to Aventus and the other versions of Aventus. I want to get Delphinus, Centaurus. I want that new one, Wild Vetiver, whenever it comes out. And I definitely want Royal Mayfair and maybe Queen of Silk. Seems to me a lot of the Creed fragrances, a lot of their tops are consisting with citrus and melon. Millesime Imperial, that's another one I would like to get. Yeah. Maybe I'll get a little sample of Himalaya and check it out, see what it's about. I never went too crazy. The ones I really enjoy, though, I really like this. Not a lot of people go for this. It's a nice soapy quality take on vetiver. You really get the lime, you really get the citrus here. It's pretty darn good. It's such a beautiful take on vetiver. Has that soapy quality to it. I really like this. Kind of clean, and it's one of my favorite takes for a vetiver fragrance. Not many people go for this. Not many people like it. I like it. I've worn it a few times already. And then Creed Arofa. This is so good. Such a addicting scent in the opening. And I'm a fan of this one a lot. Ever since me and my brother checked it out at Saks Fifth Avenue, we got our nose on it. I had to get this, and I took advantage of it during a sale last year during Black Friday. Fragrance Net had a sale, and they were all for $150 a piece. I bought all 4. So that's the best time to really go looking for a Creed fragrance, is when discounters actually have a sale. Paris Corner perfumes, I'm not too huge on Paris Corner anymore. other than one in particular. That would be this one back here. It would be Indomitable. Very fresh, very citrus in the opening. Think of Tang fruit juice. Very bright, vibrant, great for the high heat. Very sweet though. Gotta like citrus. And it's pretty good. It's not bad. Kind of makes me think of Tang fruit juice. Very citrus forward. Great fragrance. Moderate performing. I think about maybe 6-7 hours on my skin. I tend to wear this in high heat though. But that's the only one I had by Paris Corner. All the other ones I got rid of. I just didn't care for them. They're not for me. Do I also have what? Oh yeah, Les Loden by Jacques Fott. That is a good one. I haven't got around to it. Yeah, I see myself buying a full bottle of Vetiver Sensual. I like that. So I have to agree with a not so famous YouTuber. That's a pretty good one. Another great take on Vetiver. Do I have Baccarat Rouge? No, I don't. BR 540? No. Little too pricey for me. I have a couple samples of it. That's about it, but I'm not really crazy for that scent profile. I used to like it, but I just didn't care for it, and I never bothered to get it. A little too feminine for me. Oh. Like musk or white oud? Musk? I think my favorite take on musk is this one right here. Seraphim Musk by Zaharoff. For me, it's like Dark Delight. It's got like, I want to say it's got like this burnt black vanilla, ebony wood. It's got it's really kind of like dark in the opening, but then it gets really light in the dry down. It's a phenomenal take on musk. I absolutely like this one. And it does perform pretty good during the summertime as well. I've worn it during the fall just to see how it would perform. And I think it's really good for like summer, high heat. Some people think it's weak, some doesn't. But I enjoy it. It's a good one. But I'm enjoying that one. All right. This one has gotten a lot better. Resin Wood by Gallagher. Really ambery. Woody, smoky. This is really, really good. It's a solid fragrance. It almost has this like burnt dry down, like a charred dry down here. That is phenomenal. That's a solid fragrance. Yeah, I think this is another one I would like to own too. See how that Tonka Peach, that's beautiful. Man, that baklava is so good right now. Man, that's phenomenal. And Deep Ocean Amber, whew, straight fire. Oh, man, that is so good. Can you recommend me some top 3 10 on 10? 10 on 10s, in my opinion, top 3 out of like my entire collection. It's kind of hard because My likes to fragrances change every week, every day. Far as top three, Zaharoff TLTG Reviews, Sun-Kissed Island, but that's long gone and out of stock and it'll never come back. It was a limited run. Let's see. Mancera Intense French Riviera. I like it more than the original. Third one, it would definitely be Creed Arofa. And that's out of everything. And that's hard for me to do because it changes every day. Now, if I was to do top 10, that's where it gets kind of hard. I mean, Creed, back in the day, from what I gather, doing my own research, I know the older batches performed. They've been so many times reformulated over time, and where a lot of people are just not happy. But I get it. However, regardless if it's beast mode or not, I'm still gonna wear it. You know, I believe, quality over quantity. And a lot of the times, a lot of these budget-friendly, cheap fragrances I keep on the bottom shelf down here, a lot of them I gave away after I got my nose on the originals because I really liked the quality more. I ended up giving away, and I only kept some of them to use as a comparison to some of the originals. Recommend for Creed, far as Creed goes, for your very first, if you're looking for something fresh, I would start with it has a really nice melon, like a watermelon accord in this one, kind of salty. It definitely really has a nice oceanic take. It has an oceanic vibe. It's really, really good. But if you really want to get your first Creed and you want something fresh, strictly for like the summer or spring, very first one, usually you can find this one through discounters, pretty cheap. Oh, Royal Water, I enjoy this one too. It's another good one. Clean, refreshing. I really enjoy the peppermint in this one. The next Creed I want is Millesime Imperial. Yeah, I would start with like Royal Water or Creed Arofa. Those are the ones I would definitely start with that are fresh before jumping into the other ones, or even Creed Aventus, the original, the gray, I think it's the white label, gray bottle, before getting into the EDP or Absolute Aventus. I find Royal Water and Arofa to be a little more forgiving when it comes to that kind of price point. You can find them all over discounters. Unfortunately, last year, Black Friday, when the Fragrance Net had a super deal, I jumped on all four and bought them. And I wasn't going to wait for that to pass up. But, everybody has their takes. Everybody has their taste. I'm really enjoying the ones I own. That's another good one, too. Boys 1920 has phenomenal stuff. Creed has three different ones. Creed Aventus Cologne, it's like a gray and white bottle. I think Himalaya is an all gray bottle. And then you got the Aventus EDP, and Absolute Aventus is that all black bottle. Boise 1920. That's another house I want to check out. They got some nice hitters. I haven't really got around to it. I might this year. There's one in particular I do want. And my buddy Saunderson owns the one that I want. And it's hard to find. I get what I like when I explore niche fragrance. I really get into the story. I really get into the research. I like what the house is about. Besides smelling nice, that's what I really enjoy when I review cologne. Because a lot of these houses, let's say like Gallagher Fragrance or Zaharoff, I like the story. You know, I like how some of these fragrances that I own tell stories. Another person I would like to check out eventually is Mio Fushini. That's another perfumer. His fragrances tell stories. He writes poetry and then the fragrance comes to life. That's something I plan on doing this year, is checking out never heard of Denver Wildstone. Yeah, so I'm thinking about another one my buddy from the Zed Lounge told me about. I'm probably gonna butcher the name, but I think it's Violet Volari. I want that one for my first Mio Fushini. I eventually want to check out Epico. That's another niche house I want to check out sometime. I plan on doing it this year. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. It would have to smell good. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what the heck that is. I can't help you there, sir. Sorry. But, oh, that's not good. Thank God that didn't spill. Well, let's see here. Got my discovery set here. Mansera. Epico. It's another niche house. Oh, well, I own the original Imagination, and I'm probably going to argue it again. I still take Imagination over all these dupes out there. It still don't come close. It's because of the quality. All right. I might as well see. Boss Absolute, Hugo Boss, that's up on my top shelf over there. Yeah, that's a good one. Oop, don't want to knock that over. That would be bad for business. All right. Now I hear Mansera Ombre Tonka is a banger. Well, I'm curious to see what this is about. And I think I'm gonna spray up here. Couple sprays. H24, that's a good one. I have the EDP, I have the Herb Vives one. I like the Perfume version the best. I haven't got around to trying Aromatic's Carnal Desire yet, but I do have a couple down there. Ooh. All right. Ombre Tonka. Kind of sweet. It's sweet. Little nutty. Oh, this is really, really good. Really good. I don't know. There's something about here is kind of giving me like this slight leather facet, kind of animalic from this. Whoo! This is a banger. I gotta agree with TLTG reviews. Ombre Tonka. Wow. This is fire. That is full bottle worthy. I am buying a bottle of this. This is good. Whoo, this is so good. This is good. Rayhan. Yeah, there's just one in particular that I really like. Because I'm a big Dior Homme guy. This is the only one that really had my interest. Dior Homme Obsidian. Because I love iris and I like the leather. I was lucky to get my nose on a decant of Dior Homme from 2014. And I have the newer version. This is the only one I like. And I'll be honest, I'm not really crazy for budget-friendly Middle Eastern houses anymore. Unless it's something that is discontinued, I might go for. So far, this has been my favorite that I bought last year. As far as aromatics goes, I really like his new ones. I really like this. Naughty Dates, as far as a cheap fragrance goes, I enjoy this one. And I really like this ashy tea scent here. It's in the same vein as Louis Vuitton Imagination, just with a slight ashy smoked tea scent. I like this. Not many people do, but I enjoy this. And of course, Magnetic kind of reminds me of, along the lines of YSL EDP, but not the same. I still like it. These are the only, there's probably 10 budget friendly fragrances I'll wear to this day, but it's the ones I really like. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy every one that drops. I don't chase hype. And to be honest, with the oils, there's a couple websites I go to, and eventually I'm going to start doing my own perfume creating. That's something I want to do. I've learned from a few perfumers I'm friends with on what to do. Sometime this year, I will be doing my own thing. But I got to tell you, some of these perfume oils, raw materials that are concentrated, are expensive. Yeah. Rayhan's nice. I hear Crimson's pretty good. I wouldn't mind checking that out. I wouldn't mind checking out one of the other ones that came out last year. But, I'm just the box. What? This one? Mancera, Paris. It's a discovery set. And when I get around to it, I'm getting like some kind of citrus out of this like ombre tonka here. Kind of get like a brand new leather, slight brand new leather like smell from this Thai oud. Woodsy, kind of slightly nutty, but this is really, really good. I'm gonna have to get a full bottle of this Ombre Tonka. I agree with TLTG Reviews, what he said. That is a banger. That is phenomenal. Aquatica and Tierra. I have, well, I'll have to write those down sometime later on today. Or maybe my buddy Joel can refresh my memory. Aquatica, I probably will check out. I kind of want to get that Latafa Assad limited edition because of the black soap that's in it. I kind of have a feeling it kind of has a Invictus vibe to it. I wouldn't mind checking out that one. Latafa Assad Elixir, I bought last year. That was good. I was the only one I really went for. Latafa Assad Zanzibar, someone gave that to me for free to check out. I do wear it from time to time, but the only one that really piqued my interest was Latafa Assad Elixir, and I actually like that one better than 9 p.m. Elixir. 9 p.m. Elixir is a spicier, smokier take off the original 9 p.m., but in the dry down, I kind of still picked up on Boss Bottled Absolute, kind of. Yeah, I see a lot of elixirs coming out this year. I'm not a huge fan of Blue Talisman, although I have Blue Talisman right here. And I prefer the original. I'm a fan of Exanilio. And I didn't really care for Blue Talisman. I'm not huge on it. But I like the Extrait better. And I'm probably going to get the Extrait. And I prefer the quality over quantity. Regardless if they perform beast mode or not. I had that one. I have off non-supremacy, not only intense. Kind of has a tart feel to it. But I would take this one over all those Creed Aventus dupes. This one really piques my interest. Club Inouï Intense, man, Extrait. And this one wears the best on my skin, and it lasts all day, all night, and after I get out of the shower. And I'm lucky to have good skin chemistry. This is my favorite. But eventually, I am going to get Creed Aventus, and I want it. But at the same time, I don't want a bunch of clones in my collection either. That's why I prefer the originals. And there's a lot of people I talk to on Instagram that are not in the clones at all and think they're all trashy, but everybody has their own opinion. Well, my room is quite big. Some days, depending what I'm spraying, will eventually can fill up a room. But, you know, like my name says, scented paradise, my room sometimes is a scented paradise, and it smells like heaven. Nishane Hafashot, never checked it out, but that is one I'm going to get this year. I'm definitely going to be getting some more Nishane. That's what I heard. But some people say it's more like 70, 60%. But eventually I'll get around to it. Well, yeah, I get it. Everybody has their taste, but I prefer the originals over budget friendly. Because at the end of the day, not one of them will ever be one to one. The quality is going to be off and it's going to be lower quality. I mean, think of it this way. You know, I'm not going to crap on Latafa. I'm not going to crap on Rasasi. But if they really wanted to put their money into getting higher quality oils, you think they're really going to do that or not? Probably not. And plus, they're probably using, what is that? Gasters, I think it's some kind of machine, gastrometry, and they use that to duplicate and match some of these other niche quality fragrance, and that's kind of the way how they do their clones. Yeah, get a decant, 2 mil, 3, 4 mil. It's cheap, and do your own comparison with the clone. Spray it on one hand, spray the original, and do a side-by-side comparison. Then you can really see the difference between quality. Because I never really came across a clone that's 90%. I never have. I hear Outlands is really good. You know, I recommend getting a decant. Get a little like 2 mil decant. That's like this big. It's enough to spray a couple times, check it out, spend your time with it. And sometimes you can find them online through discounters, whether you're in the United States or overseas. And some that ship internationally, you can find really, really good deals. Yeah, make sure it sprays. I would look for something like a 5 milliliter decant. I think, they're all over. I've bought in a few 2 milliliter decants that actually spray. I got them from Fat Boy Fragrance, and I bought from like Scent Angel to check other high expensive stuff, and they spray, but sometimes you might end up with a dud. But to really get a good experience with anything from Creed or Nichene, I would get a 5 mil or a 10 milliliter decant and compare the two. Then you'll really see the difference. And then you'll really be able to make that comparison when it comes to like, damn, okay, so it's really not that close after all. The only one I could really say that is honestly close to God of Fire by Stéphane Lambert is this one. And it doesn't really perform as this one, Zakat, You Are My Fire. This one really brings me in closer to the real DNA compared to fragrance world Vulcan Few. Now, don't get me wrong, Vulcan Few, I wouldn't mind owning because it has better performance. This one does not perform for crap. I think 6 hours. I didn't pay for it. It was sent to me to check out. But this one really brings you in closer to that real DNA. But it just doesn't really last that long. And I haven't worn that in a long time. And I think my favorite take Oh, no shit. Oh, you 81? Okay, well, say no more. Exactly. But, yeah. Speaking of that, oh, that's something that doesn't happen every day. J Fragrances. If I remember, as one. What the? Man, these people are weird. I don't know, man. The freaks are out tonight. The freaks are out, unfortunately. And that question right there just kind of didn't read right. Didn't register with me. A lot of these people just pop up out of nowhere. Yeah. Well, I guess I gained another sub today. That's cool. Some people know what I'm wearing, some people don't, and that's just another conversation I won't talk about on here. But anyways, here's another cheap fragrance that I actually like from Offnon after I spent some quite a bit of time with it. I used to own Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill, and then I got Offnon Rare Reef. Now, don't get me wrong, Luciano Coastal Breeze really brings you in closer for a better DNA. However, I think this one has better performance. It's a great one. It's great for the summer and spring. Oh, combinations, layering combinations. I sometimes do that. I do sometimes do scent combos. I do have shorts on scent combos. One of my favorite scent combos is Boss Bottled Absolute with Spice Bomb by Victor and Ralph, the original. Magnificent. It's such a beautiful layering combo. Another good one that I did, Zaharoff Seraphim Blue with Seraphim Musk. That blew me away. And I like an interesting one, which was show you the box. I don't have the box, but these two, where's, let's say this. These two hit it off. Like, these two hit it off. Boss Bottled Absolute and Spice Bomb for the winter and fall. Holy shit. Phenomenal combo right here. These are really, really good. Absolute good, great stuff to layer. But what I do, like with heavier fragrance, I normally spray the heavy fragrance first, and I might spray just 2 sprays of something else on top when it's a lighter fragrance. And that's a really good way to layer. Or you could, do it side by side. That's another option. I prefer to layer them both together. But when I do that, once I lay a heavy fragrance down, I only spray light, maybe 1 or 2 sprays on top, and I'm good. But everybody has their own way of doing it when it comes to layering. And I think, what's another one? Grand Soir. Grand Soir and, what did I do? I think I did Grand Soir, or no. I did Cedrat Boisé with, I think it was, what was the other one I did? I did Cedrat Boisé with this one, Aqua Media Forte by Mason Francis Kurjan. I was kind of surprised that went together. I didn't think it would. But the ones that really layer the best is when you have fragrances with amber, vanilla, tonka bean, tobacco. They work the best. I think I did another one with Raj, and I want to say that had iris in it. I think I did it with Salt and Vetiver, which is, I think, right here. Salt and Vetiver by Nishine. It's not for everybody. Very mature. It's got different aspects of vetiver here, but it layers really, really nice with Urage by Louis Vuitton. I'm usually the king of gourmand when it comes to layering fragrances. Imperial Armani. Yeah, I have Stronger With You Amber. That's somewhere down here, buried. I think it's right here. I have that. Yeah, this one layers really nice with, that's another one you could layer with like this, Spice Bomb. These two go really good together as well. You could layer that one with, I even layered it with Mancera Explicit Vanilla, and I was surprised it actually came out pretty good. Oh, speaking of that, you said you were looking for fresh fragrance, right? And my cousin gifted me this not too long ago. It was a belated birthday gift, Christmas present, and it's back permanently. Chanel Allure Home Sports Super Legra, and it's actually back permanently and no longer a limited edition. And if you're not comfortable spending money on Creed, it's worth it. I like it. It does wear super light. Keep that in mind. This is the Eau de Parfum version. This isn't the cologne. They brought back the limited edition. It's an EDP, but what I find interesting is my cousin tends to wear this one during extreme heat when it's high, and it does perform slightly better. It has better performance when it's high heat. Something with the heat kind of radiates the citrus and the woods and kind of helps make them last a little longer. I kind of picked up on this past summer with like Aqua Media Forte, which was pretty good. And it made a difference. And of course, the freaks of the night are starting to come out. Everybody tries to take their crack at trying to bust my balls, and it's just not going to work. Maybe like your upper lip. Yeah. Haters. They don't have the balls to do it themselves to even do content because they're scared. And two, they're probably the ones who hate on really. They're all coming out now. A Marvel fan? Kinda. I have a hat that is Marvel. I don't even think they make it no more. Yeah. I guess you could say that. It's a pretty cool hat. I can imagine. Wow. I've been live for what? A little over 101 minutes already? Yeah, I kept it, you know. I sometimes wear hats, not always, but the hats I wear are generally these ones. See, I like my hat here. It says FAFO. That's the hat I wear all the time. Yeah, he is. You know, it's that time. A lot of, people with fake profiles and haters, trolls like to jump on here and try and take a shot at you. And they just don't get lucky. But I am going to get ready to shut down. It is getting almost dinner time, and I got to eat. For all my new subscribers who subbed, thank you. I hope I was able to answer most of your questions and give you some decent recommendations. Until next time, you guys have a phenomenal weekend. If you're going to work tomorrow, stay safe, and remember, smell your best. I'll see you next week, next Sunday. Peace out.